Hold on a
gross.
second. What are you up to?
Do I want to do my Windows updates? Reboot now.
Here's the funny part. I was watching a movie last night, and it just did it right in the middle. Shut my movie off and said, "Don't shut off your computer. We're updating." I'm like, "What the fuck, yo?"
All right, I'm going to start the intro.
Hang on a second. Audacity is acting up.
Uh-oh, what's it doing? What'd you do?
It works. What are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Howdy.
So let me see. There we go.
Great. We got to recap.
We're gonna have to
Do we
kill you,
have to
Matt.
resync?
Sorry,
Not my fault.
No.
because your kitchen's
Just tell
loud.
us when you're good to go and if we need to resync or not.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that clap again
okay,
because
we can do it right now.
last time when I started recording, it stopped taking mic input for some reason.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's stupid.
All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Good enough. All right.
Clap.
Did you guys get the chat? Not that we'll get much in the way of chat, but I can.
Not in game. I see someone in game called Blank said "ack." I'm like, what?
Yeah, what is that? Blank.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also don't know.
That is very strange. Brian is typing. I don't know. Unless someone changed their name real quick. Or
If I could get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, right. Okay, good. All right, anyways, so let's get going here. Ready? Welcome to episode 38 of the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm sorry. I think the exact same thing happened to me, Matt.
You started recording and it stopped taking mic input?
Yeah, it froze up.
Yeah, I just closed out of it and restarted Audacity, and that seemed to have...
It's weird because I can still see my voice, but I'm not getting anything through my headphones, which is really bizarre. And I think it did stop as soon... Like, I can hear you guys, but I can't hear myself.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, let me... Testing. That's a little better. Yeah, I can hear myself now. Okay.
Check. Are you
right,
supposed
sorry
to hear
about that.
yourself?
Yeah, a little bit. All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 38 of the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we're going to play the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu horror role-playing game from Chaosium, based upon the fictional works of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are Matt as Dan Williams.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Roy, I need you to grab the pastor and embrace him in a passionate lover's kiss.
Gabe as Roy Arroyo.
Generic phrase.
And Brian as Jack Whiteside.
I get it, bro. You vape.
All right. How's everybody feeling tonight?
I feel squishy
You do feel
Dead.
squishy most of
and
the time.
warm.
I feel with my hands.
Nice.
I feel with my tongue.
I feel gently.
Do you feel
I
pretty
feel
and
better.
pretty and bright?
I'm feeling better. Not quite dead yet. All right. So before we begin here, let's take a quick look at a letter from beyond that I received. Hooray, letters. This is on Facebook from Daryl Carlson. He says, I just now listened to chapter 31 instead of when you posted it. Real life intrudes harshly sometimes. I enjoyed the way you concluded the adventure, but I do have one question about the final battle. When you said Dan had a sense of deja vu upon seeing the Shambler, why didn't you have him take a penalty? Just a one-time small thing to slow his initial reaction time. I would think that after his previous experience, even his subconscious would scream, "What the fuck?" I also half expected Sam to end up going back to the 1950s when she disappeared from the den. Or maybe she did?
Oh.
So I did actually answer Daryl on Facebook, but just for anybody else who's been wondering about this. So when I made that comment in episode 31, it's actually episode 31, not chapter 31, I was sort of half joking about Dan having a sense of deja vu when he met the Shambler, because we don't really know whether or not Dan is the same Daniel from the 1950s.
Right.
So it was sort of tossed off as one, an aside comment. May or may not have any impact, but that's why. Plus, on top of that, Dan just rolled really, really well. And I did not want to interrupt the flow of the story and what was happening with something like that. So I actually half expected both of those guys to die anyways. And the fact that they didn't sort of made it all worthwhile. So, and as far as Sam going back to the 1950s, I can't really answer that right now. So you're just going to have to wait and see. Tune in next time.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
All right, before we begin, we do need to take a quick commercial break. And we're back.
Oh my God.
Right? I can't believe they sponsored us. So royalty checks are coming in. What date?
No, we paid them.
Oh, Gabe. All right, we're going to need to hire somebody else. Gabe cannot be in charge of this anymore. I'm out $400 already.
Okay, the idea is that they pay us to talk about
Ding,
them,
ding.
not us paying them.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
if it was royalty checks, though, I kind of figured it had to be signed by a king or a queen.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, technically, that's
Yeah.
what's got to happen.
Yeah, maybe a prince if they can get like a note from their parent.
Mm-hmm. So John Carpenter can bring Prince of Darkness down and
see,
reach
that
his
would
hand
work.
through the mirror and just sign
That
the check.
would work.
Good
Yep.
to go. Okay.
Yep. Or Alice Cooper, either way.
All right. So let us now continue Chapter 5, Hell House. Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. After skulking around the Leland Free Evangelical Church on Saturday night, the investigators spend some time discussing Kelly Landrum and theological topics with Pastor Ted Weaver. He claims no knowledge of anything strange occurring at the Angerstein house and chalks Kelly's suicide up to a troubled past and poor upbringing that led the poor girl on the pathway straight to Satan. Satan?
Mm-hmm.
He hopes the Hell House attraction will help some other wayward soul find redemption. After they return to the Screen Door Inn, Dan hatches a plan to sneak back into the pastor's office to take photos of the files he found locked in a cabinet. Bum, bum, bum.
Pretty sure it was my plan, but okay.
After they return to the Screen Door Inn, Roy hatches a plan to sneak back into the pastor's office to take photos of the files he found locked. No, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't work. Sunday morning dawns. Delta Dawn, what's that? Oh, sorry. The team receives word from Assistant Director Skinner that they will have to wait another day before paperwork can be sent to the local police, allowing them to dig deeper with authority. She also sends them a Reddit discussion, which I misspelled. She also sends them a Reddit discussion regarding Kelly Landrum, reminding the two agents they should probably try to do a better job of monitoring all channels of communications for clues. At the church, Roy does a fine job of fast-talking the preacher, but unfortunately Dan is caught exiting the office.
You messed up for once, nerd.
Meanwhile, Jack drives over to survey any activity at the Angerstein place and happens to see something in the woods on the outskirts of the property. And now we continue episode 38. It is late morning Sunday, October 22nd, only 2 days until Hell House opens to the public. And I'm going to change the map real quick for you folkies. Map!
It worked.
And actually, we're going to switch it over to... no, I guess it's actually fine.
Why is this St. James compound?
St. James. No. Wait a minute. All right. So let's start. Actually, we'll start here.
Boop.
Uh-huh. Jack.
Mehoff.
You're standing beside the Oldsmobile parked in front of the Angerstein house. About 100 yards to the northwest, you spy the telltale tip of a cigarette glowing, then fading, just beyond the tree line. Someone is standing in the woods.
What the
Mark 20 plays it, yo.
fudge suckers? All right, so I'm parked in front of the house, correct?
Correct.
And I'm looking at the house.
Mm-hmm.
The cigarette's on my left, way off on the tree line. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I'm going to use my cloak of invisibility, and I'll roll a d20 for damn wrong game.
Shoot him.
All right. I'm gonna play innocent. I'm gonna walk around the outside of the house again.
And then you're going to shoot him.
But I'm not Roy.
Yeah, you're a wuss.
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna hello. Anybody here?
At the
Hello?
house?
Yep.
At the house?
Looking
Okay.
looking up to the windows. Go around the back where the tent's at. Should be where the employee's tent was at. At the kitchen entrance.
All right. You make your way around. Are you going around?
I'm gonna go out of his sight. So he's on the left of the house I'm looking at. I'm gonna go around the right side.
Okay. So, and you know from that side of the house that there's not much over on the right side. On the
Correct.
That basically is the east side of the house. If you think of the house running north south.
Okay.
There's not much around that side. The tents are around the front, and there is a tent around the back door where you had originally entered the kitchen, and that would be to the west of the house.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
basically
circle it.
Yeah, as soon as you circle around to the east of the house, you're out of sight of him. You can't, or whoever it is. You can't see any tip of cigarette or anything like that.
Okay. And that was my goal. I wanted to make it look like I was seeing if anybody was there.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the far corner, hugging the house. And
It's
see
kind of
if
big to give a hug to, isn't it?
Well, I've got huge arms.
Oh, okay.
And see if I can get a good look across the field without him seeing me or her seeing me.
All right. So you go ahead and give me a spot hidden, sir.
I will. There it is.
Whoops! There it is.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? I needed a 70, and I got an 80. Eesh.
Okay. Do you want to let that stand?
Push the roll. Push the roll.
Pushing the roll for spot hidden. I'm going to have to. I don't have enough luck to lose 10 points.
So did you say you're going to push it or let it go?
I'm letting it go.
Okay. So yeah, you look and you don't see any tip of the cigarette anymore.
Okay.
And you can't make out anything in the tree line. It's too dark.
I'm gonna continue
Still a gray
over.
day.
Yeah, because it's the storm from the night before.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep going over to the tent area to the kitchen entrance.
Okay.
Still saying hello. Anybody here?
Yep. Okay. And there is no response from the house. It appears to be empty.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to try the kitchen door.
It is locked.
Yep, I figured as much. So I'm gonna back down. I'm gonna walk back over to the front door.
Okay.
And try that door.
It is locked as well.
All right. I am going to do a. I'm gonna have to try to get in. Shiza. I don't think I have any tools to help me pick locks or anything. Let me check my sheet. Una momento, por favor.
Yeah, is locksmith a...
Yeah, I was seeing if lock picking, locksmith.
Who's the Smith guy?
I've got a 1. I wonder if I could hit that.
I like those odds.
I'm gonna check the windows. I'm assuming I don't have a picture of the house, but I'm assuming most porches or front doors have window on either side.
I can show you the house here real quick because you've already seen this, obviously.
Oh, true. Yes. Let me resize here. Hold on.
Yep, I'm doing the same thing for our watchers on YouTube.
I can't resize it. I can just scroll. Okay. Front porch.
If you use the scroll bar on the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, well, it doesn't give me access to it. That's okay, though. Oh, now it does.
Yeah.
Now it does. It wouldn't. It gave me an error.
Okay. So you can see that to the north there is a window. To the east, there's a big window. There is a window on the front porch, and there is a series of windows.
I'm going to try the front porch window, just to the right of the door, right?
Yeah, it is.
Correct?
And actually, having circled the house, you know that all the windows are either not shuttered, but have curtains inside that are closed, or blinds.
Gotcha.
But so you essentially can't see inside, and the front porch window is quite locked. Obviously, when they left for church or whatever, they wanted to keep this locked up pretty tight.
I'm completely out of options. Scheiße. Get in the car, and I drive up the porch and right through the front. No.
Can you intimidate the door open?
Yeah. Hey, you little piece of shit.
Wow, it worked.
All right, I'm going to go back to the front door and just apply a little shoulder pressure.
You're there.
See if I turn the handle and just try to do a little push. What would be best for that?
Well, let's take a look here. Jack Whiteside.
Brawl.
Let's see what you got.
Or it's just a straight strength roll, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm.
That's what I was thinking.
But he's going to have to go against the door.
Right. And the door's got a strength of 200.
Yeah, exactly right. And why don't you go ahead and give me an intelligence roll?
Okay.
You must intelligently open the door.
What happened?
Nothing on my side.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Which one do I... Oh, I think this is it.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so you succeeded in your intelligence roll. You needed a 50, and you rolled a 47.
Yep.
So barely clear it. You know that judging from the lock that's on the front door, that if you do break it, it will be irreparable and highly noticeable.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want breaking and entering.
Use your credit card and just like in between.
Yeah, that won't work.
Oh.
Did
Let me look at the map real quick here.
you want to look at the perimeter map?
Yeah, that would be great.
Here, I'm
it's
inside.
basically
I'll just open the
back to
door
this-
for you.
It's back to the back. So basically here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This one.
and
Can't zoom in.
You can zoom in on this as well if you need to.
No, I wanted a perimeter of like the property, but
Well, if you zoom in on it, you can get a really good, decent aerial.
so it's not user friendly, is it? To move the images around. Okay, I see the front of the house. So the tree line, the way back there, or the side tree line
Yep,
is where I saw the cigarette.
So you know which way is northwest, right?
Yeah.
So basically right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, I saw that from quite a distance.
Yeah, you were parked right in front, and so you did.
Okay.
You if I remember correctly, your spot hidden was a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
So yes, you and of course you're an FBI agent, so you did detect somebody.
Noticeable. Yep.
Somebody loitering back there.
Okay. And what is back there? Nothing. It just backs up to another field. So it's not like someone's backyard or anything.
Nope, doesn't appear to be.
Okay. Shit, I didn't think this through. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't have any other options at this point. I've done my spot hidden. I've looked at the door. I can't open it forcefully.
Smash the window and call it part of the ambiance.
Well, I was seriously considering popping out a small window, but there are no small windows. They're all fairly large.
That's true. It's an older house, so
It's an older house, so it's going to be probably single pane glass, so it's going to all shatter the entire window, not just a corner of it. like the new stuff. Okay. Well, that was a bust. I'm going to get back in the car and run to the diner and grab a coffee while waiting for Church to get out.
Okay. Dan, you're standing outside the too loudly closed door to Pastor Ted Weaver's office, the sound still echoing in the rafters of the church. A shaft of sunlight breaks through the gray clouds, blazing through a stained glass window, illuminating you like a guilty spotlight. Roy, the pastor...
I am the second coming of your God. Worship me. Oh.
Roy, the pastor, the chief of police, and both deputies are standing in the foyer looking in your direction. And I do need to send Gabe a little whisper here. There you go, buddy. Keep that to yourself for now, please. Dan, what would you like to do?
Man, no one wants. Oh gosh.
Play the Dukes of Hazzard themes and get out of there.
Drop to the ground, start singing the Mission Impossible theme, and crawl around. Oh. I'm going to awkwardly waddle across to the other door, going, "That was not the bathroom. That was not the bathroom. That was not the bathroom," and then swing into that other door on the other side and close it just as loudly.
So as you start to move around the dais, muttering, "That's not the bathroom. That's not the bathroom," Chief Weaver starts to swagger up the aisle with his hands on his hips. Why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden, if you would mind?
I do mind. It's against my religion.
Okay, that's fine.
I needed a 58 and I rolled a 77. That is a failure.
Would you like to let that stand?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just going to let
fine.
that.
So Chief Weaver is coming up the aisle, and he, with his hands on his hips, kind of looking at you curiously. He's like, "Well, Mr. Williams, I didn't know you was a church-going man."
Just going to keep walking right over into the other one. Pretend I didn't notice.
Mr. Williams.
I gotta go.
And you're maybe a third of the way to your hopeful door, and he takes one hand off his hip and holds out the palm of his hand, like, "Hold on there, Mr. Williams," and you see his other hand sort of creeping towards the butt of his gun.
He said butt.
You also notice that
I also laughed.
Roy is just looking at you in horror. He hasn't moved. Now, Mr. Williams, you say you're looking for a bathroom?
Yeah, I decided to have the prune pancakes with a side of bran flakes for breakfast, and it is not going well. I thought I needed more fiber. Turns out I had too much fiber. You know what that's like.
Well, I certainly do. I've made that my mistake plenty of times my own self. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and have you do a fast talk. How do you feel about that, sir?
I'm just going to pull up I'm going to go the Roy route. I'm just going to pull my gun out and shoot him.
And what we're going to do here is we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do your fast talk. And then I'm going to do my psychology roll. How do you like them apples?
Oh,
I have a 5 in fast talk, so I'm just going to lose.
Well, that's quite fine. I have a
You don't
40
lose anything
in
by
psychology,
trying.
so...
I'm going to get put in jail today. Oh, actually, that was better than I thought. I needed a 5 and I rolled a 13.
spend
All
it.
right, so would you like to stick with that, or would you like to augment it?
7?
That'd be 7, sir. Actually, if I do my math correctly, it'd be 8.
Okay, 8. You know what? I'm gonna spend the luck on that, and I'm gonna burn those 8 points, which brings me down to 52 luck overall. For
Wow,
those of
why
who
would
are
you do
keeping
that?
track.
My goodness gracious. Well, all you have to do is avoid me getting some sort of hard, extreme success. How's that feel? Well, here I go. I'm looking at your fast roll, and I'm rolling my own. Oh, shit, I fumbled.
He shot himself in his own brain.
I needed a 40, and I rolled myself a 97. So Well, you know what, sir? I can totally understand. You can see his hands moving away from the gun, and his posture is becoming less threatening. And he sidles up to you and puts his arm around your shoulder. Well, I apologize, sir. I know how it is. Now come on over here, and you just finish up here. We'll hold off closing up the church, and you just try to relax, because I know what it's like getting all bound up and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that very much, Chief Weaver.
Well,
Thank you.
That's just plain fine. We'll catch you later, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. So Dan disappears into the bathroom.
Fart.
And whether or not he actually goes to the bathroom, he might have to go to the bathroom. I don't know after all that.
At that point, roll for shit, Matt.
I might as well. I mean, I'm already there.
And
I'm going to go the Roy route and just wreck the bathroom.
just ruin it. So Roy starts to feel a little bit better, and he is sort of numb and becoming more and more aware that there are people around him. And Chief Weaver departs with Steve Ellis and who's Aaron Martinez. They depart, so Roy is left on the stoop with Pastor Ted, who is like, "My son, you don't look so good. Are you feeling all right?"
I'm probably fine.
Okay, all right. Well, you feel free to just wait here for your friend. It's all good. And you need some coffee or anything? Can I get you anything?
I'll take some coffee.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, why don't you sit over here in one of these pews and wait for your friend, and I'll bring out some coffee for the both of you. And he quickly disappears back into where the little kitchenette is, and Dan comes out at the exact same time, back into the church, and the pastor enters in and says, or goes past him and says, Dan, your friend is not looking so good. I'm going to bring you boys both some coffee, so why don't you have a sit down over there, and I'll be right back.
Hey, thank you very much. It's
Not a
very
problem.
kind of you.
Not a problem.
Oh, Father?
Yes,
Father?
Yes, son.
I take it like your brother shoots it.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Texas. All right.
You sure you need coffee, Matt? You just really shit yourself.
So Dan, you rejoin Roy, who is looking a bit pale.
You forget to get your morning shiner this morning, Roy? You look a little bit off there, buddy.
Oh, you forget how to do stealthy things?
Hey, I recovered, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
also,
well,
I wouldn't use that bathroom.
I never failed in the first place, so...
Well, you probably should have covered for me when you saw that door go off. I mean, if you would have just asked him about his favorite Star Wars movie and then insisted that the prequels were the best ones, like we planned, we wouldn't have this problem.
Are you kidding? Do you know how big of a dick this guy is? You know he loves the prequels.
That's true. And then Pastor Weaver comes back out with a couple mugs of coffee, and you guys finish that up. It tastes pretty weak, but something you would expect from a church. Church coffee is the worst, right? And then he ushers you out into the parking lot.
Couldn't get an usher to do that, huh?
No, he got Usher to do that.
He's like, you boys have a good day now. Enjoy the rest of this day. Looks like the clouds are starting to depart, so hopefully things will be nice.
Yeah. You have a fine one too, Father.
All right, now. See ya. And he takes off.
He flies away.
He just runs into the forest, never to be seen again.
With a cigarette.
To smoke a cigarette, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Roy and Dan, what are you doing?
Well, on the bright side, I might have slammed that door, but I got a picture of every single file in a gigantic file folder in that cabinet, and I think from what I could tell, it was number stuff. So
How about you don't talk about it on the porch of the church?
So, anyways,
I've got lots of pictures.
I've been taking all sorts of selfies everywhere.
All right, well, why don't we go get back to maybe the diner, and I can take a look at that accounting junk.
Works for me. Didn't Jack say he'd be around to pick us up after church got out?
He's probably dead. We should just go on ourselves.
Okay. Diner's not that far from here, is it?
well, you can see the map. And it's
It's fine.
It's probably a good 30, 40-minute walk.
Dan needs the exercise.
After what I just went through?
Fine, call an Uber or Jack. I don't care.
I'm going to pull my phone out and ring up Jack to see where he is at.
Jack, your phone's rings.
I said Uber first because it was the better option.
Excuse me, I only use Lyft.
Special Agent Whiteside.
Hey, Jack, it's Dan. We just got done over here at the church. I got what we were looking for.
All right, I'm grabbing my coffee from the diner. I'll be right over.
Okay. Gonna hang up.
Did he mention me?
No, Roy, he did not mention you.
I love you.
He is over at the diner picking up coffee, so he should be here shortly.
5 minutes.
He stole
goes
my
by.
idea of going to the diner.
5 minutes goes by, and Jack shows up.
Got 3 coffees with me.
Okay.
Hand them out. Danny, why don't you sit up front with me?
Ooh, shotgun.
I'll rush to the seat.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
I said it first.
Yeah, and I shoot him.
I shoot your bullets out of the air with my bullets, and suddenly it's gone move him.
So you're in the car.
Oh well, I'll actually hide successfully. So.
I hand out the
Guns
coffees.
everywhere.
Got that.
What'd you guys find?
Well, I found a very large folder.
How about we get in the car and then so we're not still talking
No,
about
you
it?
guys were still talking when Jeremy said that you're in the car.
Nah, I don't listen.
Oh, that's obvious. So we are in the car, Gabe, and so I got into the office. I opened up that filing cabinet, and I got a good number of pictures of what looked like accounting stuff. So maybe there's something in the numbers, something that this church is doing, that Pastor Weaver is doing, that he's hiding, that has something to do with that house.
Gotcha.
I mean, if there's a money trail for it, he's going to be taking the money from his church. So
Right. Good. Roy, you're good at that, right? The accounting information.
I mean, I got a C, but like I can try.
You like have an entire C?
Yeah.
the accountancy.
Where do you keep it?
Well, you know the Dead Sea?
Yeah. It's not alive anymore.
Yeah, it's because I killed it. So that's my C.
Damn. All right. Well, I went out to the house, and it's under guard. There was somebody out in the tree line watching the house. So I did a circle around. All the doors were locked. Could not get in. I figured...
go after the guy in the tree line?
No, I did not go after the guy in the tree line. I played it off like I was there looking for somebody. That way we wouldn't... You got to remember, we don't have any paperwork backing up our investigation at this point.
Fair point.
So I didn't want to risk it, especially by myself. So here's your goddamn coffee.
Oh, I thank you.
Snap.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the screen door in and check out what we got.
Isn't that a little public of a place to go for that?
I mean, they can literally see right through the walls into the room, everything.
Well, we just have to have Danny do his famous dance to distract everybody.
Oh, boy, I've been waiting for
Fans out. Get your fans out.
Oh, I don't leave home without them.
All right, so if I understand correctly, you're going to retire back to the screen door so that Roy can examine the photos on the phone?
I think our tires are fine.
Retire. All right, so that happens. And Roy, go ahead and give me a roll that you'd like to.
No promises. Oh, I failed.
Damn it, Roy.
I needed a 40. I got a 57. These are really big numbers, guys.
Do you have someone back at the bureau who's maybe like does like financial stuff for a living that you could send these off to? I mean, there are a lot of people at the FBI, right?
No, 6.
Oh wow! Wow! I really thought
It's
there were
actually
more
just-
than 6.
It's actually just me, Skinner, and Jack now, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
We had to let the other guys go.
Yeah, there are some folks at the bureau who could probably examine this over the course of a day. Let's say.
Yeah. All right.
want,
I'm
I
going to
guess,
send it through Google Docs. Hashtag sponsor us, Google.
All right, so the
Hashtag
files
still not sponsored.
the files are sent to the bureau, and why don't you go ahead and make a note to yourselves to check on this tomorrow, because I'm not going to remind you.
Okay, Google.
Gabe is typing.
I thought Roy was.
There you go. That's a good way to do it. Also, maybe the wiki might be a good place to put it.
Oh.
Oh, that's stupid.
Maybe make a section called reminders or something like that. So you should be able to get some sort of response waiting for you. Let's say in your email address if you check it tomorrow at noon. So Monday noon. And this would be after Kelly's funeral, if you were to attend the funeral.
I'll do that.
Okay. Great. So what would you like to do the rest of your Sunday afternoon?
Well,
Want to
boys,
go play some football?
yeah, let's go toss the sack. I mean, football.
You want to make another swing past the house?
Yeah, I think we should.
So
Bring
you
all
get
of
some
you guys
guys?
this time. You know what I'd like to do is when we're getting close, I'd like to jump out and maybe walk myself in. If we can go around the back road here, I'd like to get out and walk myself in through the tree line up from the back of the house. And
No.
Maybe you'll find a cigarette butt while you're there.
you guys drive up and do your thing, and I'm gonna see what
Well-
I can see.
You guys do that. I'm going to go find some guys to play football.
All right, sounds good. Come on, Danny.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Danny.
I don't understand you, Days, Roy.
Come
I
on,
think
Danny.
that I figured that you would like football more than some boring thing that isn't going to work because he's an idiot.
We're here to investigate
It's
a
Sunday.
potential murder.
Oh, hey. Oh, wow, Mr. Ooh, let's
Actually,
break
now that
the rule.
now that I cast my mind to it, we haven't visited Mitch yet.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I want to do that, but
Hey,
I thought you
I
were
don't
going to
want
go
to be
play
with
football.
you guys. Maybe Mitch
What's-
will play football.
is that Kelly's dad, Mitch?
Yeah.
Okay. Was Mitch at the dog barking contest?
Hey,
It's okay. It's fine. I'm just making fun. Was Mitch at the service today?
He was not.
I don't remember seeing him
I'm
there.
sorry. I was talking to Danny. I don't believe I said DM.
Oh, that's true. You, I'm sorry, you weren't there. So yeah, apologies.
No, I was not there. Yeah.
I forgot.
No, actually, I kept an eye on everyone that we'd met so far, and I did not see Mitch there, which
My first
honestly doesn't
thought-
surprise me that much. But
My first thought was that's who was watching that house.
so,
Was
how
Mitch.
about you and me head back and do another run at the haunted house? Roy, you can go chat it up with Mitch and see
Nice.
if he wants to play football.
Hey, Roy, why don't you be a little aggressive on this one?
I am the best at sacks, dude.
I think it's spelled
Tenor or
sex.
alto?
And then Roy does a sweet saxophone solo as he walks.
Reminiscent of the Lost Boys.
Sax-
No, more reminiscent of Lisa Simpson.
Oh.
No, actually more
dun, dun, dun,
reminiscent
dun.
of Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, everyone knows old
Oh,
bleeding
bleeding
gums. Murphy.
gums.
Bleeding gums.
Uh,
All right, so let's pick up with. I think Roy is more interesting, so let's go ahead and go with him.
oh.
I think Roy's more interesting, too.
since we've already done the house thing. All right, so Roy, you basically. So how are you going to get there? I guess that's the question.
I'll Uber it. You know, that should be fun. Get some good banter.
All right.
Why don't you call Martinez? He'll give you a ride.
Nope.
Nope. It's gonna just fucking Uber it. All right. So let's say that the Landrum household is actually a trailer. And
Nothing wrong with trailers.
well, I don't know. There might be something wrong with trailers.
Only if there's a tornado.
I like movie trailers.
That's what I said.
I don't like movie trailers. They give too much away.
We'll do a little freehand drawing here.
I agree.
And let's say it's going to be over in this neck of the woods. You guys see that okay?
The woods?
I guess maybe am I on the wrong layer? Objects and tokens. I want to be on the other layer. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Let me get rid of
What
that.
color are you drawing in?
Funny. It says blue, but it's really light, so I'm going to try a different color here. So I'm going to go map and background, and I'm going to go freehand, and I'm going to go, let's do...
Once you put it in, ping it so we can see
Let's
it.
do extra large, and I'm going to do, how about yellow? How about yellow? So let's say the trailer park is right over in this neck of the woods.
Oh, okay. Way
Got
over
it?
there.
Upper right, so
Yeah,
northeast.
Daniel.
Yep. You got that okay, Gaby?
Yeah, sees it.
Cool, good. So that's where the trailer park is. That's where you're going to be Ubering to.
Roll it. Save your receipt.
And the Uber drops you off essentially right where the Landrum household is. You see a pretty run-down trailer, lots of rust to it. It's nothing fancy. It's very dilapidated. What little yard there is uncut grass, weeds overgrown. There is a broken down motorcycle that's been stripped of its tires, sort of leaning on one side. And as you walk up, there are a family of chipmunks that scurry up underneath the broken skirting underneath the trailer.
Okay. Well, first things first. I'm gonna rate Pietranello 5 stars because that was a great ride.
Nice. Thanks. You hear a distant beep as you do. A little honk. Meep, meep.
Yeah, you know, we had some good conversations. It was good.
Nice.
And then I'll knock on the door.
All right. As you knock on the door, the house number swivels down. The house number is actually 169. And then the 9 swivels down to say 6. So it's 166 now.
6,
Lame.
6.
And there is no response to your hollow knocking on the door.
Try normal knocking.
I'll knock very hard on the door and yell, "Hey, yo, come out here. It's your daughter. I'm alive."
God damn it. That's hardcore.
There is no answer from the trailer. And oddly enough, there is very little response from any of the neighboring trailers. It's as if here everybody keeps to their own business.
Is there windows on the trailer?
There certainly is, yeah. They're pretty cheap, what do you call them, louver windows that sort of, they're like layered and they glass windows.
I make weird noises.
I'll do my best. Can I look into them?
Yep, there's you can see clearly in past the dirty, unwashed windows to the interior. There is no drapes on the windows, but there are some broken blinds that have been drawn. You can see that they're in really terrible shape. Inside, you see a sort of dusty interior with dust motes floating through the air onto a really ragged sofa that has an ashtray that's overloaded to one side, a bunch of empty beer cans tossed around to one side and scattered along the floor. That's what you see.
Is there a screen door?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
That ruins a lot of plans.
Yeah, he's probably
How does he live like
too
this?
poor. Exactly. Yeah, it's a class thing.
Any neighbors out on the lawn, etc.?
No, honestly, there's nobody. Everybody is
Okay.
like either in this particular trailer park keeping quite to themselves, or they're not home. But that doesn't seem likely.
Can I inspect the doors, see how sturdy they seem?
It seems very unsturdy.
Can I kick in one of the doors?
You could.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
It kicks in extremely easily, and you see that it was never locked.
Okay. That's good.
But yeah, it looks like it has been maybe kicked open a couple times over the course of years, and it swings open freely.
All right, I'll start looking around, see if there's any signs of Mitch.
Okay. It takes you like all of 15 seconds to realize that there's nobody home. And it just smells like sour sweat in here, with maybe just a hint of bleach. A little bleach.
That's the power of pine salt,
And
baby.
why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden?
All right. Oh, I got an extreme. I needed a 70, and I got an 8.
Nice.
All right, so you spend a few moments just searching around the house, kicking over, fallen piles of books and newspapers, and looking at the decades-old TV set that looks like it had been patched together with duct tape, and quickly make your way back to one of the bedrooms. And as you open the door, you see there is posters of teen idols and Twilight and goth bands, and you realize this is Kelly Landrum's room. You move in and very quickly and easily immediately spot that there's something underneath the mattress. There's a telltale lump, and you can see something peeking out. Looks like a tassel of some sort.
Ooh.
Maybe a graduation tassel, something like that.
All right, so I'll walk away.
Okay.
That'd
That'd be the Jack Whiteside method.
I'll pick it up and I'll inspect what it is.
So you lift the mattress, which actually, in this really shitty mobile home, this room is actually in pretty decent shape. It was kept up and cleaned on a regular basis. And you do also notice that there was a series of deadbolts that had been installed from the inside. And you find a journal beneath the mattress with the tassel from a graduation cap tucked in as a bookmark.
All right, I'll go to that page and read that page.
It basically begins Kelly's tale of her own addiction and recovery. And as you turn the pages and read more and more about how this young lady was on the path to attempting to rehabilitate her life, then you find entries about her joining the Leland Free Evangelical Church, and how Pastor Weaver has been very understanding and listening to her tale and helping her recover, and how she's been making friends among the church-going folk. Particularly Dawn Ellers was her friend, very close friend. And you can see that, flipping through the pages rather quickly, that their friendship blossomed and they became very close. And then there is a section where things start to turn a little bit dark. And Kelly writes that she is beginning to worry about Dawn Ellers' mental health. And there is then mention of, working at the Angerstein house. In particular, cleaning up the attic and feeling those old familiar impulses to use again. Drugs. And
all right, so
the journal peters out to just the last few pages where The writings have become almost mere ramblings of dark thoughts and then ceases entirely.
Jesus.
Okay, so I'll rip off the tassel so I can keep it as a bookmark and pocket the book.
Got it. Okay.
And so I can save some time since we spent 20 minutes trying to see if we can open a freaking door. Just if I decide to wait in this house, will he ever come back?
Ooh, you're not quite sure, but it looks like he has not been there in a while. Let's put it that way.
What
Then-
time does the bar close?
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
to the local bar. That was the
Medicaid.
the closest bar.
Easy, boys. All right, so let's leave off with Roy thinking about maybe Ubering back to town to some of the watering holes. All right, so let's go ahead and move back to Dan and Jack. And you guys arrive to Angerstein House, and you can see that the door is open, and there is activity there again. It appears to be in full swing.
Hey, Danny, why don't you go in and see what you can find? I'm going to do a walk around the property real quick.
Okay. I'll see how far I can get into the house before someone stops me.
Well, you could say hi.
Somebody stop me!
Don't just like walk and not make eye contact.
I will act
Look at me.
casual.
I made it 36 feet, Jack. 36 feet.
All right,
I'm just gonna
so
act
Jack,
casual.
let's talk about you going around the perimeter. What does that entail? What does that look like?
I'm probably walking.
Be more specific, please.
I got to zoom in. Give me a second.
He's putting his left foot in front of his right foot.
Yeah, it's really, really new. You wouldn't get it.
You can just describe it.
Yeah. I'm going to, just like I did before, I'm going to go to the right of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna hug the tree line and just walk the tree line all the way around the property.
Okay. All right. Let's say that you get to the
To
corner.
the spot where the smoking guy was at.
Let's say you get to the
Okay.
corner of the house and then move your way towards the tree line.
Yep.
And as soon as you achieve the tree line, you do indeed see someone, a tip of another cigarette. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Again, same spot to the northwest. So it's still about 100 yards away from you, but obviously it's inside the tree line.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna mosey my way on that right over there.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit.
All right.
So are you outside the tree line or are you inside the woods as you sneak around towards this person?
Good question.
Yep, that's why I asked it.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to one step in, one step out, one step in, one step out.
Evidently,
luck
you've
getting
never
me,
seen a tree
bitches.
line.
Yeah, never.
Fuck your
What they
tree
look
line.
like.
It's a line of trees.
In a line.
I'm gonna go along just the outside edge of the tree line.
So you're on the outside of the woods, is what I'm hearing.
Correct.
Okay.
But as close to the because I'm assuming it's overgrown and hard to walk. And
No, not particularly.
are they all
No,
pines?
I believe I
pine tree?
said when you guys first encountered the house that the grounds were actually pretty well kept.
Then I'm going into the woods.
Right? So imagine this is all mowed. up
Right,
to
but
the
not
tree
into
line.
the woods, right?
Up to the tree line.
Yeah.
Inside the woods is woods. Outside the woods is lawn.
Correct.
Yep. So you just told me you're walking on the lawn.
Correct.
Okay.
Right up against the nicely manicured tree line.
Thank you. All right, let's go back to Danny. Talk to me, buddy.
I made it 36 feet.
Just gonna start walking, going 1, 2, 3, 4,
Where's the
5.
bathroom? Definitely the bathroom.
Oh, where's the bathroom?
All right, Rain Man.
I'm going to walk up to the front door of the house and peek my head in to see if there's anyone just immediately in that front foyer.
Yeah,
hallway area.
absolutely there is. There is. You see Kevin Cho, who is basically doing a little painting just outside of the school shooting room, right? That's where you guys were originally. And he looks at you and sort of frowns a little bit. And then there is Another guy, he looks like he's a little bit of a punk guy. And he is essentially nailing something scary to a wall. Let's put it that way. He's further down the hallway.
Don't call Jennifer scary.
It's something scary. It looks to you like a maybe a skull face or something.
Okay.
It's hard to tell from standing out on the porch there, but as you stand on the front porch, a young woman traipses down the stairs, and I will actually change the map here for you real quick so that you have a better idea of where this is all taking place. Boop. There you go. And so you are standing essentially where
Joe is at.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let me zoom out slightly here because I think you guys still all have your icons.
Yep.
Brian, it's not user friendly.
I told you.
Fucking whiner. All right.
I did so what to the whiner?
Where's okay? That was you actually, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're good. So you're. Oops, that's Jackie. We gotta put Jackie way over here somewhere where you can't see him.
Yeah.
And so there you are. So you see this young lady coming down the stairs, Eva Delgado. And I think, did I share her photo with you guys?
Does not sound familiar.
Nope. And I do not have a photo for her particularly. But it is a young woman who is dressed up goth style, and she's also dressed up like Satan.
Aww.
And
that's cute.
So it's not like a sexy Satan at Halloween. More like, maybe like a little more evil, I suppose. Like some of her
There's
features
only
have been
sexy
painted
Satans.
quite. Some of her features have been painted quite sharply and intently. And she sees you and walks straight up to you.
Ooh.
And gently takes your hand.
Danny.
And
Oh boy.
she looks deeply into your eyes and says, "You don't like guns, do you?"
Oh shit.
Hi. I'm Dan Williams. I'm here looking into the unfortunate, untimely demise of one girl named Kelly Landrum. I know she was working here. Did you know? Were you here when that happened? Did you happen to see anything?
So why don't you like guns? Oh, the war. And she giggles and runs back up the stairs.
Holy shit.
Let's cut back to Jack.
Ha ha.
Is that what you say as you're skirting the lawn?
I'm going, that's not the bathroom. That's not the bathroom.
He's wearing a skirt out on the lawn. It's so breezy.
Feels good.
Mm.
Jackie,
Yep.
talk to me, buddy.
All right, I'm working my way over to where I saw the guy smoking a cigarette.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a stealth roll, buddy?
All right. Do I have to be stealthy?
Could it be a combat roll?
You tell
Forward.
Can it be a barrel roll?
What about
Roll out the barrels.
Oh,
Well, I needed a 60, and I only got a 5.
I'm sorry, that's a failure. Oh,
So
wait.
why don't you go ahead and roll
It's
for sanity?
Extreme 6. I'm like, what? I'll spend the luck and get it down to 0.
All right. So
I shoulder up next to him and go, "You got a cigarette?" He doesn't even see me.
So you basically skirt the tree line, staying on the lawn side, and as you get closer, you can see that there is someone standing there.
I hope so.
He is probably 5'9",
Okay.
and a shadowy shape, which quickly resolves to a young man who is completely and utterly naked. No, completely and utterly absorbed
Sexy.
in his smartphone.
Ah.
He's sort of bent down looking at the glowing screen of his smartphone. And in one hand, you can see the cigarette that he had been smoking sort of jittering in his hand slightly.
Ooh.
And he's like flipping through something on his smartphone. And you're able to get just as close as you, with that roll, just as close as you want to get.
Yes. All right. I'm going to get within grabbing distance.
Okay.
So close enough to if needed. And I'm going to say, excuse me, young man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where the fuck did you come from?
I'm sorry. I did not mean to scare you by any means.
And in his excitement and startlement, he drops his cell phone.
All right. I reach down and grab it quickly.
And he watches you in horror as you see clearly a photo on his phone that looks a little something like...
Oh God, man! Put the hentai away. We don't
better
need
not be porn.
And I'll show this to all players because it's going to be public anyways. Show to everyone.
No, you're not. I'm not looking. I can't see it.
Right.
Ha! What now?
The fuck?
Spoopy.
Well, I mean, you're into screen doors, Roy. What's wrong with being into windows?
Don't tell me what to do.
Trying to see what that is.
So, and I'll describe it for you because this is
Okay,
an audio podcast. So on his phone, you see the very top photo of the stack here. It is a picture quite clearly of one of the upper windows to the Angerstein house with a shape, a dark, shadowy shape that looks vaguely serpentine and familiar to Jack. At least that's what you see in the shadowy shape. Let's come back to Roy real quick.
What's up?
Man.
What's up? So Roy, you basically make your way to the nearest watering hole, and sure enough, you see Mitch at the bar, his head down on the rail, and several empty tankards empty behind or next to him. And the barkeep looks up at you. Can I help you?
No. But this asshole can. And I'll walk up to Mitch.
Yeah, good luck.
Hey.
Oh, Freudian
He's been out cold for an hour.
Okay, well, I'll grab his hair and slam his head onto the bar to try and wake him up.
He his head hits the bar, rebounds slightly, and then he slumps onto the ground off the stool. And the barkeep's like, why don't you wait there? I'm going to give Chief Weaver a call. And he picks up the phone. And that's what we're going to call this episode.
Oh.
Because we're beyond our time. I was hoping to get to the funeral, but I think that's actually a good stopping point. So
Okay.
we have cliffhangers for everybody, more or less.
Yeah.
I wanted to shoot the phone, though.
Hey, man, it's a Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rock and roll here in Leland.
Leland.
All right. So what do you guys think so far? Any theories? What's going on here? You got some...
I think it has something to do with the upper floor of that house.
I think it's every floor of that house. I think that my theory right now is that the pastor is not on the right side of his religion.
Pastor? I hardly know her.
Right? Right?
He's on the left side of his religion.
That's right. Not the right. Right. That's my guess, is that he's behind all this. All right. He's trying to distance himself, and I'm hoping that the paperwork you found is going to show something. That he's more involved than he said he was, which means he's lying, which means he's responsible for a lot of this. That's my theory, anyway.
Cool.
My theory is that I actually killed Kelly.
Well, I would not put it past you. We do have records that you flew out to Texas many weeks earlier.
That's true. We have all the paperwork. Just follow the money, man. Just follow the money.
Just follow the money.
9/11 was an inside job. Come on.
That's right.
Jet fuel can't melt steel memes.
They can't melt steel memes?
Nothing can melt steel memes.
Exactly.
What about Superman's heat vision? Come on.
Oh, well, come on now.
Come on now.
Superman's not stronger than memes.
I'm not talking about real life.
Talk about nerd life.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and launch into our recommendos of the week. And why don't we start with me?
No.
I hardly ever get to go first.
As Gabe would say.
Oh.
No.
This week I'm going to recommend the film Cub. Anybody seen this yet?
All right, moving on.
And we're walking.
All right, so Cub is a 2014 Belgian horror film inspired by a mixture of French extremism. So if you're familiar with Martyrs or, what's that really good? I can't remember. Calvaire is a really awesome one. And also mixes in some 80s horror flicks, don't go in the woods type things, slashers. So a little bit of Friday the 13th in there. Some of the same parables, like don't have sex or you might get killed kind of thing. It has a really downbeat ending, which I love. And essentially follows the tale of a young boy who is in the Boy Scouts. And he goes along with his Boy Scout troop to the woods for a camping trip in either Belgium or France. Can't quite tell. I think it might be over the border into France. And they are Belgian. I think that's how it goes. And basically they run into a situation where they've rented a property or a piece of land that belongs to let's say a factory owner who has laid off all of his workers in the area. So it's a very depressed kind of socioeconomic situation. And there's maybe somebody left on the land who is disgruntled and takes it out on passersby. And it's very cool and creepy, extremely violent. A dog dies, so if you aren't into that particular thing, then you might want to skip it. But it does die pretty terribly. And the whole film has some themes of class, nationalism, because there is sort of a Belgian versus French kind of deal going on. Also explores the themes of what do you do when you exist at the fringes of society? How do you make a living? Also following orders mindlessly, the dangers of that. And also sort of a bad seed thing going on where, it follows the main character. It has some problems that we don't really know why he has these problems, but are people born bad? Put it that way. So I highly recommend this. It's suspenseful, but it's also got a little bit of comedy in it. And like I said, a really downbeat ending that gives it a lot of juice at the end and makes you think. So Cub, cool. 2014. And I rented this on Shudder, but I believe I've seen it on either Amazon or Netflix from time to time. So that's my recommendo. Brian, why don't you go ahead?
Yay!
No.
I am recommending, which we've all seen this, I think. I don't know if Gabe has or not, but it's called Ghost Stories.
Oh, yeah. Is that the Japanese thing?
Yeah, this is an anime that was sent over from a Japanese animation house. And they received it at one of the United States dubbing locations where they'll dub it and put it out for retail. And they decided that they were not going to push this through as a anime that would be profitable. So they allowed all of their voice actors to write their own stories for this anime.
Yes.
And change it completely. It is unbelievably funny, and they just released all of it to Crackle. So you can watch the entire series on Crackle. Great quality. I don't know if anybody's ever used Crackle, but it's a decent.
And I'm sorry to interject, but I have.
No, it's good.
I have used Crackle for comedians in cars who getting coffee.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think Crackle's pretty crappy as far as
it is. It's not as consistent as some of the other services that are out there because it is free for one. You got to watch commercials, and sometimes you have some lag here or there. But on the Xbox app, I've had no experience of issues.
That's one I've used as well.
Oh, hey, is it okay?
Don't mind a little less in terms of quality. The whole thing is up on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
So yeah, Ghost Stories, definitely check it out. It's not rated. You will definitely get some information. They're middle school kids or elementary school kids, I believe, and their school is haunted, and it's all the fun that ensues when disgruntled voice actors get to write their own lines for these little children to say that are definitely not appropriate. So go check out Ghost Stories.
It is fantastic. And I think you mentioned it to me a while back, and I watched it on YouTube.
Yes. Yep. YouTube does have it as well. It's just the quality is not near as good as Crackle. That's why I started watching them again because of the quality. Yeah. You see a lot more detail than you can on YouTube.
Yep. I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it was great. I know you tweeted for like 2 days. You tweeted every line that was put out on that.
Yeah, it's an incredibly hilarious show.
Yeah. And to explain that a little bit further, I got drunk one night and essentially live tweeted one of the episodes, and it was really just so much fun. Okay, let's move on to Matt.
Speaking of things that are hilarious, hold on to your pants. I'm not telling you to play a game this week. I'm going to recommend that everyone go out and watch the Netflix original series, BoJack Horseman. At the time of this recording, the 4th season has come out very recently, and I've binge watched all 12 episodes in 2 days. It's just such an incredibly well done show. The writing is like absolutely top of the line in terms of how they thread all of their storylines and their plots together, and how they can weave in really great like absurdist humor into super dark situations. Like just the recent season, they cover things like having family and marital issues, abortions, mental health problems like dementia and depression. And at the same time, they're covering all this stuff. You're laughing your ass off because there's some really, really great comedic moments in there as well.
I hear Batman lends his voice to this program. The Lego Batman. Lego Batman.
Yeah. The voice of the main character, BoJack, is voiced by Will Arnett.
Leg day.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll check that out. For my part, I started watching it. I got 2 episodes in, and I gave up. But from what I understand, it gets much better.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it definitely.
I was the same way, and then Matt kept pushing me, so I'm all the way caught up. I haven't watched season 4 yet, but I will.
Cool. All right, Gabe, how about you?
I got me a comic book to recommend. Comic fan. This has been a consistent, like, legitimately through my entire life, I've read this comic. Because it started in 2003.
Archie?
No.
Marmaduke.
Called Invincible. It's about a superhero. It's by Robert Kirkman, who is the same guy that did The Walking Dead. And if you've ever read or seen The Walking Dead, you know that Robert Kirkman is good at really boring soap operas. But this takes his soap opera prestige and adds it to a teenager who, when he hits puberty, he becomes a superhero. And he finds out his dad is basically Superman and is protecting the earth. And he's like trying to grow up, just trying to deal with, everyday puberty kid stuff and also adjusting to his powers. And it's such a long running comic that you just run through like his entire life. Like, I mean, not like his entire life, but almost in real time with him aging. Like as it goes on, like he gets married, he has a kid, and it's really cool. It's hilarious. It's super gory, which is awesome.
Nice.
But I think the whole thing is it's really well written. It's really funny at times. It's really like you feel all kinds of emotions while you're reading this. Like it's such a long running thing that he hits so many different he experiments his writing with this story, and it's really well done. And I'd recommend it, as I just did.
Cool.
It's called
All right.
Invincible.
Invincible by Robert Kirkman. Nice. We'll check that out. And before we close out the recommendos tonight, I do want to thank Matt for long ago recommending Rime, the video game Rime, because when I finished that, I kind of burst into tears.
I told you the ending hits you like
It
an
caught me
ton of
totally off
emotional
guard.
bricks.
I couldn't believe it. So I highly recommend that. I'm not going to give anything away because I would never spoil that surprise for anybody. And it's just an amazing game. It affected me more than Limbo for sure. That was the one, right, Matt? Limbo.
Either Limbo. No, I think we played Inside, wasn't it?
Inside. Sorry, that's the one. I get those two confused because the dark little kid, whatever. The Shadow Kid. So yeah, I thought Inside was masterful, but this was much more resonant on a lot of levels. Really high quality, and I love these type of games that explore the emotional side of puzzle solving. Really, so really good. So I thank you for that, Matt.
Okay, I'd like to add something that I forgot about my recommendo.
Sure.
Apologies.
That's fine.
There's also an aspect to the thing where it's called Penvincible Pals, where you write in to the comic and respond, and they'll put the best ones in the back of the comic. And I've actually written in and gotten in that.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Do you know which issue?
Issue.
112.
112. Okay. So look for Gabe in 112. His picture and everything.
No, but you know.
No. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this episode of Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our social media, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our wiki, which, yeah, whatever. Links to our recommendos can be found on our website. You can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
And
And you can
if
find-
anyone has any idea why no one seems to answer my questions when I ask them, let me know on Twitter at @TheRealWeirdKid.
And you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe when Matt doesn't cut me off.
You can find me laughing on Twitter. No, you can't. At Brian Podcasts. You can't. I don't laugh.
No laughing here.
Stop making me laugh.
All right. Well, guys, until next time, roll for sanity.
Oh, I already closed that down.
No, as Gabe
Do
would
it.
say.
And thanks, Thomas, for watching. Hopefully you can catch up and not be confused. And yes, Petunia is all behind it.
Yep, it's all
Spoilers,
Petunia.
man.
All the
Spoilers.
time.
All right, cool. And closing chat. Bink. And closing down broadcast.